My wife had been cheating on me before our wedding. I found out 1 month after. Me 27 meters found out my wife 27F had cheated on me the year before our wedding, 2 drunken encounters with her friend in a karaoke bar. I found out the month after our wedding. I was heartbroken, but we had our issues with intimacy before, and I was willing to move past it and improve things. The next month was good, we had significantly improved. 1 month later, I found out she had cheated on me again with another guy she met on the internet. This time though, there was no alcohol involved, there had been multiple instances and she even invited him into our home to cheat. I don't know how to feel. I've been betrayed twice in the span of a month and I feel so disconnected from my feelings and don't know if I want to continue this marriage. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, she's a serial cheater. Move on before something happens and makes leaving even harder. Redditor 2, why would you even think of continuing this charade of a marriage? Divorce the lying cheater. Redditor 3, what do you mean you don't know how to feel? In a just world you could sue your WW for fraud in addition to divorce. What a terrible person. Stand up for yourself and stop the abuse. Please read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover, it could really help you. Listen, you are the victim of a fraudster. The worst kind. She was cheating during your engagement, and kept cheating even after being caught. Stand up for yourself and give her the result she signed up for. Find an attorney and D her as soon as possible. There are women out there who will treat you right. Hang in there. Redditor follow-up, she may manipulate you into reconciliation and don't give in. Don't go to marriage counseling because she cheated before getting married. If she says she would want to go, kindly tell her to go by yourself. Lawyer up, protect your assets. If you are thinking of exposing her, don't, it may not go well for your divorce. If you want to do it after your divorce is finalized. Be with your family and friends. Take care of your mental health. Don't make any regrettable actions. I don't know what happened in your relationship exactly, but try to be more aware of the person you are dating. Watch out for the red flags. Take care, man, it sucks to be in your position, but you will get through it. Story 2, how to ensure your marriage will fail, lessons I learned from my SDBXW. 1. Never forget. Never forgive. 2. Always focus on what your partner did wrong. Even after they've taken accountability for their actions and apologize, never acknowledge your own part in it. 3. Your happiness is entirely your partner's responsibility. Any unhappiness you may be feeling is entirely your spouse's fault. 4. Rewrite history. You were never happy? 5. When your partner works hard to be a good spouse and improve their own shortcomings, never acknowledge it. Any mistakes they've previously made is who they permanently are. 6. Self-improvement is for your spouse, not for you. You are perfect. 7. Whenever you say something hurtful to your spouse, don't apologize. They will get over it. 8. Only tell your friends and family about the negatives in your marriage. Make sure they know you always treat your partner perfectly. In turn, when you decide to divorce, they will reassure you that you're doing the right thing. 9. Your wants and needs are more important than the well-being of your children. 10. Be a hypocrite. Criticize your spouse for things that you do all the time. If they call you out on it, say it's different when you do it. A letter to my SDBXW. All I ever wanted to was to be a good husband and for us to live happily ever after. No matter how hard I tried, nothing was ever enough. Every time I improved my own shortcomings, you moved the goalpost. I know you somehow actually believe I am to blame for our failed marriage. When I fell short, I made progress. I worked tirelessly to be the best husband I could possibly be for you. What can you say you did? Nothing. All you ever did was find problems in everything. I did everything I could for you. I supported your every ambition. I was always there with a shoulder to cry on when you needed it. I did the majority of the housework. I took majority care of the kids. I was never jealous or controlling of what you did. I bought you gifts, flowers, and took you on dates. I put you first in the bedroom. I left you little love notes to brighten your day. All things I think many wives would do anything for their husband to do, all things meaningless to you. I long for the days when you were a sweet, gentle, and caring woman. But those days are long gone. What happened to the woman I fell in love with? There's a quote I like that goes, "The grass is greener where you water it," but you've been fixated on the other side for a long time now. Every time you wanted to leave, I fought for us. I hoped and hoped that with enough time you would see me for who I am, the man you fell in love with, not the man you've made me in your head to be. I'm done trying now. I've been trying for years. If you're so miserable with me, leave. Something tells me you won't find what you're looking for. Story 3, I miss my wife. It's been almost 2 years, and man, I still think about her all the time, and it hurts. I can't stand seeing pictures of her and her new boyfriend. I thought when I got a girlfriend these thoughts would leave me alone, but they just make me feel worse, cause now I'm in a shoal for thinking about my ex while I'm with her. I can't tell a story that doesn't start with we, and while that goes unnoticed by people I'm talking to, I know that we means me and her. I can't get any space from her. I see her at least twice a week when we trade off my daughter, and boy, this town loves her. There's a new mural he did right by my house. Sometimes I walk that way just so I'll feel sad all over again. Does that happen to anyone else? Where you intentionally do things that are just going to make you hurt more. I just want this to be over. I just want to feel normal again. People told me over and over, give it time and this too shall pass. Well, it's been a really long time, and I've hurt really bad. I don't want to get back together, but I do miss her. She has my daughter. It breaks my heart not seeing her whenever I can. She gets my humor, one of 3 or 4 people who ever really have. She's smart, funny, exciting, beautiful, kind, talented, and when we lay together she fits just right of either side of me. I miss the way her hands were always cold and she would surprise me by warming them up on my chest. I miss the way we would always wrestle to try and be the one who unlocked the door. I miss driving her around for no other reason than she wanted me to. I miss the way she filled my life and house with art, laughter, and excitement. I miss the gentle ache when I would wake up and my arm was asleep from her laying on it. I miss the way she just curled up when I hugged her. I miss it all. I miss my wife. A bunch of you have asked why we split up, so I wrote this out. It's a bit rambling, but if you're interested, this is my best shot at explaining it. Thanks for caring, everyone. It was a long process, and it's complicated. To be honest, I'm not totally sure exactly went wrong, just that it did. There was no catastrophic event that came down, no one cheated, we weren't even fighting a lot. Maybe it was because she got homesick when we moved away from home, maybe it was because I didn't want to come back home when she got pregnant and I resented her for that. I tried not to, but I might not have done well. maybe it was because our relationship was already fragile when we had a kid, maybe I relied on her too much, maybe she took me for granted, maybe I wasn't the man she wanted me to be, maybe we married too young, maybe she's a BTCH and I'm a DCK. There's a lot of things I can point to, but to me none of them really seem like a reason to get divorced. From my perspective, she stopped giving a shit about me. I got no affection, she never seemed to want to talk to me, she stopped looking at me the way she used to. I suppose I responded in kind, and then things just got worse and worse. One day we had gotten to a point where she stopped sleeping at home. It wasn't like she had moved out, more like I don't feel like driving home, I'm going to stay at my mom's tonight but 5-6 nights a week. At that point we both recognized that our relationship wasn't headed anywhere good, and if we stayed together it was just a matter of time before we really started to hate each other, or someone did cheat. So we just kinda called it a day. We never yelled, or fought at all over it. We just quietly resented each other for a year or so. One day I couldn't take it anymore and I texted her. I don't know what is happening to us, I hope I'm not doing it then she said I'll be back in 2 days, I guess we should talk about it. So she came home and we took a break, we both cried a little, we took off our rings and put them in a box. She told me she would always love me, but she felt like our partnership had become too one-sided. I told her I felt the same because I wasn't getting anything out of it at all. Then nothing. We would discuss logistics about my daughter, say hello and smile, twice a week, but that was about it from that point on. I kinda wish I had yelled, I kinda wish she had yelled. Something, anything? Our relationship got low simmered to death, like if someone left a roast in the crockpot when they went to vacation, till it finally caught on fire and burned the house down. Sometimes I wake up and it's all new again, I turn over thinking she's going to be there, but she never is, then I remember, she's gone, I'm alone, it's just me now. Update, I saw you tonight. I saw you tonight, with whoever that was. You looked happy, I'm glad. I'm sorry if I scared you off, I promise I wasn't following you or anything. I was working across the street, loading out the band playing over there, but it didn't start until 11 so I was grabbing a beer at the old haunt. I was thinking about the show we saw so many years ago on this same floor, when I saw you. I worried about seeing you every time I went to that bar for a long time, but you never showed up. After a year I stopped worrying about it. I suppose it was just a matter of time. Only so many bars that don't suck in this town, and the band playing tonight was excellent. I admit it, I saw you as soon as I entered the bar. It took no time for me to pick you out of the crowd. I took a seat at the bar, I could see you, and whoever that was. He looked nice. You were laughing a lot, talking easily, like you used to talk to me. I didn't recognize him, so thanks for that. Last time was very hard for me, what with him being a co-worker and all. I don't know why I went and stood next to you. I had been posted up at the bar for 20 minutes, I don't think you had seen me. I wanted you to join the crowd, but I could have done it somewhere else. I just walked in front of you, slightly to the right, and tried to pretend I didn't know you were standing there. I didn't have to pretend for long, I glanced over my shoulder after 1 minute or so, and you were gone. So was he. I hope you all had a good night, you looked really happy, I'm glad. I hope I look like that soon. Update, will this never end? It's been over 2 years since my wife and I split up, and it still hurts. A lot. I went to go drop our daughter off over there this morning and, well, FCK. The sweet girl wanted to show me her room, so I got a full tour of the house. My old house, it hurt. I still look at her and just want to grab her and kiss her. I still want her to just look at me and say it was all a mistake. I want her to ask me to come home so we can be a family again. It's never going to happen, so I would settle for this pain going away. It would be great if I could go pick up my daughter and not feel like I got punched in the gut. I would love to not feel like half of myself is missing. I would love to be able to fall in love with someone else. Even just not thinking about her all the time would be great. It's been long enough, I have hurt enough, I don't deserve this. This could be the best time of my life, and I'm wasting it loving someone who doesn't love me. Update, she fell in love. Maybe tomorrow I'll have the strength to act like I'm happy for them. Maybe I'll be able to act like it doesn't bother me, but not yet. I'm getting good at it. I've been pretending the things she does don't bother me for over 2 years, since we split, with varying degrees of success. I'm not going to pretend for the next couple hours. I saw a photo. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, maybe I don't know it, maybe there's a chance that it didn't happen. Except it happened, I can tell, it's written all over their faces, they are really in love. Yeah, I know, it's not my business, I don't have control of either of them, it's not healthy for me to think this way, there's nothing I can do about it. I know. Tomorrow I'll start healing again. Tonight I'm drinking and crying for the billionth time in the last 2 years, tonight I wallow in undeserved self-pity. Tonight is for my depression, I can't fight it right now, so I'll just let it consume me. What's a little longer in the pit? Update, living well is no kind of revenge. When my wife left me she had all kinds of reasons. She thought I was lazy, she thought I was stupid, she thought my career was going nowhere. Thing is, none of that is true at all. I told myself I would work my ass off and prove her wrong. Well, I did it. I got a new job in my industry, and in 1 year I've become a lead in that company. I run crews of 30 people, I travel all over the country, I get paid pretty well. I didn't do it just so I could shove it in her face, but I'd be lying if I said that wasn't part of it. She came over to drop off our daughter the other day, first time I'd seen her since my promotion. She did not care. I'm not sure how I wanted her to respond. She was never going to say, "Oh Boots. I was so wrong about you, none of my fantasies were ever going to come true." It would have been cool if I had at least been able to really explain to her what I do now though, but she just didn't care. Good for her. Redditors reactions, story 4 after. Redditor 1, living well is for you, not your ex. Redditor follow-up, 100%. Don't let her occupy any more headspace than she's already stolen from you. Redditor 2, living well is a passive revenge, not one you try to rub in their face. You won't get to see the fallout. It's not you she's gonna whine to about seeing you live so well. You need to get out of the trap of caring what she thinks. Redditor 3, her opinion of you was always more about her than it was about you. You're a projection screen onto which she can put any story she likes. And it really sucks when the story is a bad one, and we want to prove to them that they're wrong. But the reality is that, good or bad, it's not really about you and never was. You were a convenient person to externalize her own fears, shame, and regrets onto. She can't see the real you, and maybe never could. Pass her critiques and find the few that seem accurate and work on those for yourself if you want to. You're good enough as you are. Redditor follow-up, I always love reading the comments in here, you guys are able to articulate these things so much better than I can. Redditor 4, don't worry, She'll drag you back into court soon enough looking for some more child support. I wouldn't share any more success stories. The best revenge is living well, for yourself. Don't live well to make her jealous. Redditor follow-up, yup. Should have looked like a pauper when she came over and not told her about your new promotion. Rookie mistake. Redditor 5, yes it is. You know why? Because when your ex-wife came by to drop off your daughter, she saw the nice place. She knows about the new job. She knows that you are doing better without her, but she's not going to say anything. She's going to go home and seethe with rage about it. My ex-wife was never happy about me doing so well after we got divorced. I'm doing much better now that we're divorced. There's money in the bank. Nice cars. Nice vacations. And she absolutely hates it that I have a great relationship with our kids. She hates my new wife. She wanted me to be left destitute in the divorce didn't happen. She wanted me to have visitation only of the kids and for the kids to eventually shun me didn't happen. She wanted me to be just a sad, lonely shell of a man who works 3 jobs to support her, lives in a crappy 1-bedroom apartment and never sees his kids. She got remarried and expected the kids to embrace their new stepdad as their real dad. Her remarriage only lasted 6 months. Story 4, I met a woman on Bumble. And she made me realize how terrible my ex-wife was. I've been divorced for a year and some change now and just recently started seriously talking with this amazing woman. She is so thoughtful, considerate and loving. She actually verbally compliments me, supports my ideas and things I want to do and is just such a loving human being. She always checks to see how I'm doing, is very open with me and I feel like I can trust her completely. We vibe so well and it's like our personalities match entirely. I was married for 7 years. Never once during that time has my ex-wife ever taken the time to make me feel wanted. In my previous post, I mentioned how my ex told me it just feels unnatural for me to want to touch you. She always felt it was the man's job to take care of the wife. She never once cared about my love languages, only ever her own due to her ego being the size of Uranus. Her ego is so huge it makes your mama look thin. Boredom TSS. I honestly cannot believe I wasted 7 years trying to make it work and stay together for the kids. Being with this new woman has opened my eyes. There actually are serious and caring women out there that make the effort to show love and compassion to their partner. I'm very grateful to be divorced from that cruel woman, and see the awesome potential for an amazing partner. I've heard it from men before me, and I'll reiterate it now, divorce is the best thing that ever happened to me. I hope this helps anyone currently going through a divorce. Pick yourself up and take care of yourself, there are always better fish out there. Update: after getting divorced and spending some intimate time with women, it made me realize something about my ex-wife. And it's how awful she smelled. I just thought it was normal since we married young and were together for quite some time. But her hair always smelled putrid. If we were cuddling, her hair and scalp literally always smelled like someone deep-fried sweat, and then let it sit in the sun all day. That's how her hair always smelled. She would go weeks in between washing her hair, but she would always just say it's not healthy to wash your hair often. But then her head was a literal grease ball. After spending some time with new ladies via Bumble plus Tinder, it's like the most magnificent revelation, that women can have proper hygiene and their hair can smell amazing. My mind is simply blown, and it makes me so very grateful for following through with getting a divorce. To all the women out there with hair that smells like berries and other tantalizing scents, I salute you. That is all.